20 key tips to developing good habits. Tip number 1. Make small changes first. Small changes are easier to stick with. Your goals should be realistic and achievable. You can make larger goals as you progress. Tip number 2. Figure out what your bad habits are. You'll need to learn what your bad habits are before you make any changes to them. What holds you back? What feels like it only has negative effects? Tip number 3. Swap out bad habits for successful ones. You don't want to only drop your bad habits, you need to replace them with good ones. It's harder to build good habits if you leave a void in your daily life. Tip number 4. Learn to catch and stop bad habits. You need to learn to interrupt your bad habits as you do them. From there, you'll need to stay consistent. Tip number 5. Get social support. It's easier to improve your habits when you have help from others. Find others to work on your goals with. Tip number 6. Reward good habits. A reward system can make it much easier to stick with your goals. If you follow good habits for 7 straight days, maybe you could have a cheat day. Tip number 7. Don't give in. Know that you'll become successful if you keep trying. Even if you make a mistake, it's important to never give up. Tip number 8. Commit to 21 days. It takes about 21 days to build a good habit. You'll need to commit to make the habit automatic. Tip number 9. Practice daily. It's essential to perform your good habits daily. It's much easier to cement a habit when you do it every day. Tip number 10. Make reminders. It can be easy to forget about your habits after a few weeks have passed. You'll want to set reminders about your habit where you can. Tip number 11. Set a trigger. Triggers can be used for good habits. For example, brush your teeth every morning before exercise. After a month, brushing your teeth will become a trigger for the habit. Tip number 12. Don't give up your needs. If you watch TV to relax, you'll need to find something else relaxing to do with that time. You shouldn't give up your daily needs. Tip number 13. Don't expect perfection. Understand that you won't become a perfect person overnight. You need to work at it. Don't give up because you're imperfect. Tip number 14. Remove temptations. While you build the habits, make sure to get rid of any temptations. Replace snacks with veggies or throw out your cigarettes. Tip number 15. Visualize good habits. Always visualize yourself doing good habits during the day. Imagine yourself happy as you do the habit to get excited for it. Tip number 16. Keep a journal. Writing down your habits and progress will help you know how far you've come later. Plus, it makes your goals more clear. Tip number 17. Understand the struggle. Know it's going to be hard to make these changes. You'll need to be realistic to stay motivated. Tip number 18. Make change for yourself. You will be more successful when you do it for yourself and no one else. Change comes from within. Tip number 19. Come up with a backup plan. You need to know what to do when you fail. No one is perfect on their first try. Tip number 20. Learn to work around dislikes. If you want to work out, but hate driving to the gym, come up with a workaround. You can work out at home using videos or go for a run instead. Keep alternative ideas in mind.